The film opens inside the massive Dongwori corporate building. Scientist Young Chul places a chilling call to the police, warning them that he is about to launch a massive bioterrorist attack. Without hesitation, he grabs a syringe filled with a highly experimental viral strain and injects it directly into his own hand, calmly explaining that he is the only vaccine. Elsewhere in the same building, Chains Bio is hosting a high-profile technology conference. Sa Zhang, a brilliant biotechnologist, has been invited by her ex-husband, Gu Sung, who hopes to secure her a job within the company. Sejong mocks his lingering affection, especially since he has a new wife. She reveals she only attended because she received a personalized, mysterious invitation containing a cryptic, poetic message. On stage, CEO Wuchel is presenting a groundbreaking new slime mold with rapid cell regeneration capabilities, claiming it recently cured a rat of total paralysis. Spotting Young Chul, lurking at the back of the auditorium, Wuchel freezes briefly before jokingly telling the crowd that science may soon create a society where bad thoughts no longer exist. Meanwhile, building security guard Yoon Seok is having lunch with his wheelchair-bound sister, Yoon Hee. His shift is starting, so Yoon Hee decides to explore the massive building alone. After the presentation, Gu Sung introduces Sejong to the CEO. But before they can speak, Woo Chul receives an urgent call from Bong Suk, the leader of a counter-terrorism squad. Hearing Young Chul's name, the CEO abruptly leaves the room. Annoyed, Sejong follows him to hand over her business card, only to accidentally eavesdrop on a heated confrontation in the VIP room. Young Chul aggressively accuses Woo Chul of hiring him purely to steal his research before firing him. Woo Chul scoffs, claiming the research was useless. Young Chul passionately declares he is taking humanity to the next level, creating a new society with perfect, unified communication and zero jealousy. Woo Chul calls him a complete psycho, pushing him toward the door. But as Woo Chul turns to leave, Young Chul plunges a pathogen-filled needle directly into the CEO's neck. A furious Woo Chul violently beats Young Chul, throwing him into the bathroom and barricading the door with a chair. As Woo Chul stumbles into the hallway to call the police, he begins violently vomiting massive amounts of thick white mucus. The substance spreads rapidly across the carpet. Woo Chul collapses, his body twisting grotesquely as he transforms into a terrifying new breed of zombie. When three men try to help him, Woo Chul leaps up and brutally bites them, spreading the infection instantly. Bong Suk and his counter-terrorism squad arrive in the lobby just as screaming erupts. They encounter a zombie. But before they can react, the hallway is flooded with infected people spewing white liquid. Bong Suk immediately orders a total building lockdown. In the restaurant, Sejong and Gu Sung's lunch is cut short by the sound of screams. Outside the building, riot police arrive, erecting barricades and enforcing a strict quarantine. Inside the mall area, sheer panic ensues. A stampede of terrified people rushes past Yoon Hee, knocking her out of her wheelchair and leaving her stranded. Hearing her cries, Sejong and Gu Sung rush into the chaos, placing her back in her chair and fleeing the incoming horde. A fast-moving zombie tackles Sejong, but Yoon Seok arrives just in time, grabbing the creature and hurling it away. The zombie becomes distracted by the digital faces on a glowing advertising sign, allowing the group to escape and barricade themselves inside a camping gear store with a few other survivors, including Bong Suk. The zombies swarm the glass walls. Bong Suk steps back in fear, accidentally hitting the light switch. Plunged into darkness, the zombies instantly calm down. They hunt entirely by sight and sound. Suddenly, the horde notices people trapped inside the restaurant across the hall. Unable to break the reinforced glass, one zombie suddenly stops, throws its head back, and groans. In terrifying synchronization, every other zombie does exactly the same. Acting as a hive mind, they step back and coordinate a massive simultaneous strike against the glass. Realizing the danger, Sejong types turn off the lights on her phone and shows it to a girl in the restaurant, who quickly hits the switches. The zombies stop attacking, but an advertising screen inside the restaurant suddenly plays a video, and the brainless horde immediately swarms the screen instead. Knowing they need a distraction, Sejong uses cardboard standees tied to Yoon Hee's electric wheelchair, They jam the joystick, sending the chair rolling down the corridor. The horde chases the bait, allowing the trapped restaurant survivors to sprint across the hall. However, the zombies quickly destroy the standees and realize they've been tricked. One zombie attacks Gusung and a terrified girl. Gusung heroically pushes the girl towards Sejong and lures the zombie away, hiding inside a sports shop. Inside the shop, a terrifying evolution occurs. The zombie stops crawling and slowly stands upright on two legs. It finds Gusung and tackles him, but he manages to scramble away. Just as Gusung reaches the camping store, another zombie lunges from the shadows and viciously bites his neck. Sejong screams, but Bong-suk pulls her inside and locks the door as the horde swarms Gusung. Night falls. The building is completely quarantined, surrounded by riot police and protesters. Inside the shop, a devastated Sejong calls Gusung's wife Seol-hee, delivering the tragic news. Bong-suk drops a bombshell on the survivors. Nobody is coming to rescue them. The government won't breach the quarantine. The only way out is to capture Young-chul, who holds the vaccine in his blood. Sejong realizes the zombies are evolving at a terrifying rate. The white mucus they vomit isn't just a symptom, it's a physical communication network. She recalls the ant mill phenomenon, where blind ants follow each other's pheromones in a death circle. She theorizes they can trick the zombies by masking their human scent. A former athlete covers himself in strong perfume and runs out, acting as bait. The zombies chase his scent, allowing him to smash perfume bottles down the hallway, permanently confusing the horde. The survivors coat themselves in antifreeze, masking their smell, and manage to slip past the hunting zombies undetected. During their stealthy escape, a teenage girl accidentally trips, pinning herself under a zombie. Yoon Seok rushes to help. While Sejong activates the emergency sprinklers with a lighter, the water mixes with the mucus, temporarily paralyzing the horde. The group fights their way into an elevator. Meanwhile, news broadcasts reveal Young-chul's dark past. His father committed suicide after being falsely accused of embezzlement. This entire bio-attack is a twisted act of revenge. The survivors reach the VIP floor and find Young-chul calmly waiting in a bathroom. Gong-suk arrests him. Young-chul coldly notes that using the sprinklers was a massive mistake. When the water evaporates, the viral network will travel airborne, speeding up the hive mind's communication. Bong-suk receives orders. They must bring Young-chul to the roof for extraction. They take the employee cargo elevator, but Young-chul intentionally stalls the lift on the 9th floor. Zombies flood the elevator in a brutal massacre. Several survivors are killed. In the chaos, Young-chul calmly walks out. To the group's absolute horror, the zombies completely ignore him. To avoid the horde, the surviving group heads to the basement security room. Meanwhile, at a secure government facility, Seol-hee investigates Young-chul's secret lab, discovering boxes of infected test monkeys. The monkeys break out, coordinating brutal, intelligent attacks against the armed guards. Seol-hee realizes a terrifying truth. The monkeys aren't just infected. They are being telepathically controlled by monkey number 1. Killing the alpha instantly freezes the rest of the hive. Back in the security room, Sejong checks the cameras and discovers how Young-chul is operating. He stops periodically, his eyes twitching as he synchronizes his vision with the zombies. Because he controls the hive, whatever the zombies see, he sees. They locate Young-chul on the 3rd floor. Leaving Yoon-hae behind to guide them via the security cameras, the group sneaks up and captures him. When Young-chul screams, the entire zombie horde awakens and rushes them. They drag him into an office. Sejong realizes he is commanding the horde with his eyes, so she violently blindfolds him. Cut off from his vision, Young-chul unknowingly sends the horde in the wrong direction, clearing their path. As they move, Yoon-hee guides them via text messages, but Bong-suk complains aloud about abandoning Yoon-hee. Hearing this, Young-chul telepathically orders the zombies to attack the control room. Yoon Seok tries to save his sister, but Bong-suk pulls a gun, prioritizing the vaccine over her life. Yoon-hee bravely locks the control room door, sending her brother a final goodbye text before the zombies break in and kill her. Broken by grief, Yoon Seok snaps. He tapes his arms, grabs a knife, and goes on a brutal, suicidal rampage, slaughtering every zombie in his path. Meanwhile, Bong-zook proves his cowardice, shooting a fellow survivor in the leg to use him as bait so he can hide with Young-chul. But the zombies have evolved again. They set a silent trap. As Bong-zook steps out, he is ambushed. Sejong uses the chaos to recapture Young-chul, leaving Bong-sook to be ripped apart by the horde. Sejong drags Young-chul into a storage room and ties him up. Outside the building, the military decides to split the rescue team. One half to secure the vaccine, the other to kill Woo-chul, believing he is zombie number 1. But Seol-hee desperately tries to warn them. Woo-chul isn't the alpha, Young-chul is. The rescue team lands on the roof, but Young-chul telepathically sends a massive horde, slaughtering the military squad. In the basement, a blood-soaked Yoon-seok finds Sejong and Young-chul, because Yoon-seok is covered in so much infected blood. The zombies no longer recognize him as human. Young-chul realizes Sejong sent the original anonymous tip that ruined his father. He believes humanity's fatal flaw is miscommunication, which is why he wants to forcibly link all human minds into one silent, perfect hive. Corrupted military agents suddenly breach the room, capturing Young-chul but ignoring Sejong. Young-chul leads the agents to the roof only to ambush them with zombified soldiers. He murders the extraction team, steals their van, and escapes into the city, unleashing the horde onto the streets of Seoul. Sejong realizes Yoon-seok's trick. She skins a dead zombie, wears its blood-soaked jacket, and walks right through the horde undetected. She steals a car and aggressively pursues Young-chul's van through the chaotic streets. Young-chul orders the horde to swarm her car. Sejong bails out just before it crashes. When Young-chul spots her, he orders the horde to attack. But Sejong violently rips off the zombie jacket and throws it on the ground. The horde's primitive brains glitch, tricked by the heavy pheromones. They instantly form an antmill, a swirling vortex of zombies mindlessly circling the jacket. A panicked Young-chul tries to regain telepathic control, but the primitive instinct is too strong. Furious, he wades into the center of the circle to retrieve the jacket. Sejong uses the opening to tackle him. She rolls under a crashed bus, plastered with massive billboard faces. The brainless horde sees the billboard faces and charges, violently crushing Young-chul against a burning car. As Young-chul burns alive, the hive mind forces the zombies to physically copy his agonizing movements. Suddenly, Young-chul dies. Instantly, every single zombie in the city freezes in place, completely paralyzed, like terrifying statues. The alpha is dead. The hive is broken. Sejong calls Seol-hee, confirming the nightmare is finally over. But as Sejong walks away into the burning city, the camera lingers on a frozen zombie, and its finger slightly twitches. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more thrilling movie breakdowns. See you in the next recap.